Okay, so what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be assembling this little bookcase, and it's not something I built. It's something that a friend of mine had given to him, and he comes in and helps me out a lot here in the shop, you know, a buddy of mine. And so he wanted to restore it and put it back together because he's got a place for it in his house. And then unfortunately the coronavirus happened. So, oops. So I'm finishing it out for him, even though it is his piece. At any rate, we're putting this together. We're just literally assembling it now. It's already been repaired in multiple different ways. It's been refinished, and now it's just a matter of putting it back together. So yeah, like I said, I'm just putting it back together now, and what I'm doing right now is but there's tape put over places where there's going to be glue later, and glue does not stick to a finish, so we put tape here to make sure, and I'll show you, it's a little piece of bare wood there so that the glue has something to stick to. So yeah, all I'm doing here is cleaning tape right now. I'll get to assembling here in a minute. You know, everybody thinks that this is like sexy work. You're a furniture builder. Ooh, I got news for you. Hours of boring stuff like this to turn out a piece that you get 30 seconds of appreciation before it's gone. The only difference is, I guess, when you go to work, you get a paycheck at the end of the week, and your boss, well, most places just put it straight in your bank now. But this is not a job. I'm not getting paid for this. It's, you know, just a thing. Oh well. In a few minutes, I'll be assembling this thing after I get all this tape off of it. It had some more finish put on it and was made pretty again. We've repaired busted wood and torn out screw holes and things like that. And then the tape was put on it so that there would still be where the glue goes, so it'll stay together. And I'm going to assemble this here in a few minutes once I get all this tape off. And so yeah, the goal is that I will be showing my daily life here in the shop, and if you happen to be watching at some point and you see something you don't know what I'm doing or why I'm doing it, then go ahead and ask. The whole point of this is kind of for me to teach as I'm doing it. Because there are a lot of people out there who, you know, there's a lot of people who say it's just woodwork, and then when they attempt to do it themselves, they fail miserably. Well, this is to help people not fail miserably. So I will be teaching, I will be giving answers, not only for what I'm doing, but if you have just a random question in general, I will do my best to help you out with that. Make sure and stay on topic, because, well, I have a theme here, right? So, let's see here now. It says here that this should just drop in there now, like that. So far, so good. And this has already been pre-drilled and everything else. So again, it should just go together. And when we got it here originally, it was not nearly so snug. You see me kind of banging on it a little bit. It was not nearly so snug. But we have done a lot to make sure that it is snug now and that it goes together nicely. Quite honestly, I really don't know what to teach for the beginning woodworker, because to me this is just normal, and so I don't know what it is a beginner needs. I don't really know what a beginning woodworker needs, because this is just me. This is my normal, this is my everyday. So what normal is to me isn't normal to, well, pretty much everybody else, because I spent a lifetime learning this, and most people at best think of it as a hobby. And so I figure the way I'm going to teach anybody and everybody is I'm going to teach what I'm doing. And that way, whatever I'm teaching is what somebody's learning. And like I said, this has already been completely made. All the screw holes are in place. All the, places to do glue, everything are already done. So that's why this is going together so nicely and easily, is because all that's already done for me. I don't have to figure it out now, which unfortunately in the rest of the real world is not the norm. And that board is wrong. I'm seeing it now because as I'm putting the screws in, this tape is not lining up. So what I have to do is I have to flip that board in this way to get all the tape to line up. Okay, I don't know what your shop looks like. I don't know what your skill set is. I don't know any of that. So what I'm teaching and what I'll be showing is just how to do things. There's one how not to do things. If you want to bang something apart, it really helps when you take the screws out of it first. See, again, it's my first time on camera. Take it easy. But, I figure this will work itself all out and get much more comfortable as time goes on. Okay, now this one just needs to go like this. And I'm not paying attention to something I should be. Okay, it's very important on this board because there are two screw holes here that are how the X that goes in the back attaches. And I have to pay attention to which legs are where, because some of them have tape to put the X on. As a matter of fact, my friend in his brilliance put tape on all 4 of these. But I only have one X. So the X goes in the back and it only goes on the back legs. But we're going to have spaces for the X on the front legs because somebody, not me, put tape there for that. You know what the best part about that is? I didn't do it. I make enough mistakes on my own. I don't need somebody else's help, right? But that's kind of funny. you gotta admit. But yeah, once this all gets straightened out, you know, it'll all start making sense to me and everybody else. But for right now, I'm having a go at it. Because I flipped that board over, I should have those screw holes on the other side right there, and I'll be able to put the thing together. But more importantly, the screws on this side will actually go into the holes, which is what I realized was happening last time. Is this board, the area that wasn't finished, it was offset by about half the width of this board, because that's how it was put together originally. And this is okay, I'm recognizing this particular screw. This is important. I got to get that screw back out of here. One of these screws ain't like the others. One of these ones ain't like the other ones, ain't like the other ones. Basically, somewhere in the ancient past, this screw went missing. And so it had to be replaced with another one. And that made a different size hole in here after we fixed the hole, because it's a different size screw altogether. See? So the rest of these screws will go here and be fine. All went together great, except he hid 2 screws over here, and there's 4 screws going to this piece right here that he didn't even pull out of the box for me. So now I got to figure out what screw do I need, because they should have been provided already, because I'm just supposed to be assembling it for him. I'm betting that's going to work. Depends on how deeply he drilled this. How's that sound, people? And there is your standard little Mexican bookshelf. Bonus tape marks. How about that? Ain't that special? Like I said, I didn't make this piece, so I get to make fun of it. People make fun of mine. And give it time, I know you'll all be making fun of me. So, because it's only fair I make fun of most of you. So here's the bookcase. And it's just a small thing. It's only about 28 inches tall. And basically, all the screw holes were worn out. And the whole thing was just kind of falling apart. It had been set in the backyard, somebody's backyard, for a long time, getting weathered. And kind of falling apart. So it needed to be saved. So, at any rate, it is pine, and I'm going to guess it's about 40 years old. We had breaks on the shelves all over the place that, as he was trying to repair and refinish it, it was literally just falling apart in his hands as he did it. So we had to repair every one of those breaks that was occurring as he was doing it. And by the way, the bookshelf is square. the table's not. So, but yeah, he did a reasonably good job. If you look, I'll turn it this way so you can see it better, but you can see all of the different colors in the wood. That's not necessarily a product of what he did. That's a combination of age and the original stain that was put on it, and then the dye that he put on it, and the water damage that discolored it. And because if water and iron are in contact with wood, it'll stain and make these really dark things through here. But then the knots always darken with age, and they take stain better and everything else too. So, but that's part of the beauty of these old pieces. I can imitate this color and this stain, but it would probably take me 30 or 40 coats of different stains and color to do that, where Mother Nature did it all by herself in 30 or 40 years. Unfortunately, she also made the damn thing fall apart. So that's why it needed to be repaired.